Hey there YouTubers, it's your leader Platt here, and today I'm going to show you how to make gin using a kit. So let's go! Hi there fans, it's my favorite part of the show. Try it. For those of you out there that know me, you know two of the things I really love are liquor stores and how-to kits. So you can only imagine my surprise the other day when I was at the liquor store and saw this handy homemade gin kit. Now, according to the instructions, it's a simple little kit that could help us make homemade gin within 36 hours. So like I said, it was an instant purchase for me. Well, I've got the kit. Let's see what's inside. I've opened up our kit and this is what we have. First and foremost, we have the instructions to talk us through the process. Next, we have two 375 milliliter bottles that we'll end up putting our finished product into. We have a funnel, a strainer, and then we have two little jars. One of them is our Juniper berry, and second is our botanical blends. If you know anything about gin, you know the primary flavoring agent is juniper berries, and then other botanicals like coriander, pepper, orange peels are also used to flavor gin. Now, one thing you might be noticing right now is, well, wait a minute, where are the booze at? Well, that's what you have to pick up with the kit. You're going to need a 750 milliliter bottle of vodka. Don't go overproof with Everclear or anything like that. And don't go over high end on the vodka, like a Grey Goose or Kettle One. Just a nice clean vodka, along with the botanicals in here, are all we're going to need to make our own homemade gin. Well, now we've got everything we need. Let's make some gin. Well, according to the kit, the first step is to take the juniper berries and take the whole container and dump it to our vodka. Now, what I've done is I poured off a little bit of vodka because there wasn't a lot of headspace, and I need extra room for the junipers, and I put a little bit in the bottom of our finishing bottles, so we're not going to lose any vodka in the process. So, open up our junipers. That is pungent. But remember, like I said, the juniper berry is the primary flavoring agent. So we're going to dump these in real quick. There we go. We've got them in. Then we're going to seal this up. And we're going to let this sit for 24 hours. Maybe give it a little shake there. Yeah. We're going to let the juniper berry sit for 24 hours, and then in 24 hours we'll go to our next step, which is add the botanicals. So while this sits, we'll get to the botanicals. Well, it's been roughly 24 hours since we put in the juniper. Now if you look, we're starting to get a little bit of color, but it's still fairly clear. And now the next step is we're going to add the rest of the botanicals. Now, according to the package, we have coriander, rosemary, lavender, rose hips, allspice, fennel seed, lemon peel, green cardamom, black pepper, and bay leaf. Now, there's other spices that you can put in. Orange peel is a popular one, white pepper, star anise. Definitely something to think about for a future experiment. But that's what we've got here. And we're going to dump this in. Shake her through. Might have to break up. There's a couple of little bay leaves I want to break up so they go down. And since we're working with an 80 proof spirit, don't worry about your hands touching anything because we don't have to worry about sanitation. Alright, everything's in. We'll screw the top on, give her a little twist. And now we're going to let this sit for another 12 hours. So we have 36 hours in total. And then after that, we'll be ready to filter. So we've had our juniper berries in for about 36 hours, and for the last 12 hours we've had our different botanicals. So now we're ready to filter and bottle. I've got our our strainer and our funnel in here that comes included in the kit. And basically all we're going to do is just pour through. If you want to do a little finer straining, you can always throw a little piece of cheesecloth in the strainer. But for our purposes, this will do. And there you have it. This is our gin that we made. Now some of you out there are already noticing, well hey, there's a little kind of a straw color to it, and most of the gins I see at the store don't have any color. Well, this is considered an unfiltered gin, or similar to the term compound gin, where all we really did was took our base spirit, which here was vodka, and we added the different flavoring agents, compounds, juniper, what have you. The gins you'll see in most stores are produced by a couple of different methods. Either they first, in like a pot still, create the base spirit, you get vodka or some neutral green spirit, and then it's re-distilled in the pot again, but this time they add the juniper berries and other botanicals, and in that second distillation is where they pick up the flavor. Or they could also use a column still, and in the still itself, suspended over the spirit, is what's called a gin basket. And the alcoholic vapors float through the gin basket with the juniper and other spices, and that's how it picks up the flavor there. But what we have here is just a classic, old school, unfiltered gin. But as far as the flavor profile goes, this works in any of your classic gin cocktails, your martinis, Vespers, what have you. Well, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please subscribe down below. And as always, if you have any comments, questions, or want me to try something different, a good example here is we could probably tweak the botanicals here and maybe come up with something on our own. Well, anyway, till next time, bye-bye.